This is Candace Owens. This is not the end for Tucker Carlson. This is not the end. The beginning, the middle, the part of the afternoon, the end.
All right, guys. Moving on.
All right, guys.
To really the biggest story of today, and it seems like we're still learning what's taken place, so we don't have much for you, but obviously you have to discuss.
Obviously, what happened was Aardvarks was open. It was a vintage clothing store, and you went in, and they were having a sale on golf jackets, and you're like, this will be kitschy and funny, and I'll just wear an oversized button down that it looks with this thrown over look, and it'll be a style. And that's the story. That brings us up to date. Okay.
I'm positively shocked by.
I'm shocked. I'm so shocked.
This. I don't even have words right now.
Well, I'm glad we tuned in. You know, I think that's one of the professional honesty. I appreciate that. You know, when you talk for a living and you don't have word to. Considering you're still talking, aren't you lying?
I'm just hoping to hear back from him. Tucker Carlson has been, basically Fox has announced that Tucker Carlson is out. Fox announced today.
That was an edit. What the fuck happened there? Did you guys see that?
Has been, basically Fox has announced that Tucker Carlson is out. Fox announced today.
Yeah, they just sliced some shit out of there.
His last show was.
Maybe she didn't have words for a little bit, and so they had to, it was a bunch of dead air.
Was on Friday, April 21st, and this is shocking for a lot of reasons. First and foremost, he is obviously the network's most successful host. He draws in.
No, I would say arguably if your tenure on the network costs the network $787 million, and in spite of the ratings, you end up setting a situation where you created a deficit for the network, where the network lost money on your show, even with its high ratings. I wouldn't say most successful. I would argue that that's the very definition of a fuck up.
3.5 million viewers every single night, 5 days a week. I am one of those viewers. I obviously do Tucker Carlson once a week. He is.
Oh dear. Are his balls really tan? Tell us. Inquiring minds want to know.
He's a good friend of mine, a mentor.
He's a good friend, a mentor. He hasn't called me back. He's not saying anything. I don't know what's going on, but we're close.
And clearly what we can discern from this is that this was not good. This is
more keen insight from the right-wing news machine. It's great. Somebody write that down. Clearly not good was the firing of Tucker Carlson.
Unceremonious. This is not.
Oh, it was unceremonious. There was no ceremony at all. Not even a cake, candles, Mylar balloons. Come on. The guy was their top. Oh,
the way that you get rid of one of your greatest hosts. You wouldn't get rid of your greatest host. You wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't. So maybe, hold on a second. Maybe that means he's not their greatest host, because for every dollar he made them, he cost them 5. See how that works? See how I would say that would chip away at your greatness.
Not looking at his numbers alone, you would not want Tucker to be gone.
Well, I mean, unless you included in the numbers the $787 million payout, and then the upcoming Smartmatic one, and then the upcoming shareholder one, and then the problem with ongoing issues, and of course that he's siding with Russia in a situation where Rupert Murdoch had one of his reporters from the Wall Street Journal abducted by the Russian government and charged with espionage and jailed. It might be one of the reasons why he takes it personally.
They have said is that they have agreed to part ways.
It's not you. It's you.
Know that this departure comes days after Fox settled with Dominion Voting Systems, which
they're not related.
Had sued them for defamation, claiming that hosts like Carlson knew that President Trump's election fraud claims were untrue, but pushed them for ratings. Now, let me say, if anybody knows absolutely anything about defamation law, I happen to know something about defamation law.
Okay, if anybody knows something about it, she knows something about it. Good. And that something would be what?
It is absolutely absurd that Fox News folded to Dominion. It's strange to me. The first thing I said was, why would they fold to this? They would obviously win this defamation case.
Unless the evidence that exists is actually worse than even the stuff that leaked out. It's a thought. Just floating this.
Are you kidding me? There are so many protections for journalists to, as they are questioning things, asking questions.
Yeah, that's not the issue. It's questioning and asking questions. I'm just asking questions. And by the way, you're going to find Dum Dum along with the Jimmies and the Russells and the others as they start getting bigger and bigger. You're going to find that the "I was just asking questions" statement, after you state a bunch of things that you are not asking as questions in the form of a question, you're asserting as and insisting that they are reality, that they are true, that they are facts, and then go, "I'm just asking questions here," is going to be a shit defense.
Oh, they would have to be able to essentially prove that Tucker Carlson said that, oh, I know that everything that they are saying is a lie, but I'm going to push it anyways. And that's
Yeah, it's pretty close to what the texts show.
simply was not something they were ever going to be able to prove.
Or it was, and that's what Fox was afraid of. And the more of it that came out, the more Smartmatic would get it and others. And then these cases get gigantic.
And yet Fox folded $787 million.
So maybe they know something. You know what? They've just gone through a court case. Maybe they know something about defamation law as well.
My first thought when I heard that they folded was, if I was a host at this network, I would be very angry. I mean,
yeah, if you were a host at that network, they would be very angry too, because they sequester you to a 4-minute chunk on Tucker's show once a week. Just saying.
I'd be very angry if there was a huge defamation case against Daily Wire for something that we did not know, something that we could not know.
Well, that would, yeah. That look on your face is giving me that maybe you could have known. Maybe you do know.
Something that we believed to be true and that we reported on at the time. And Daily Wire, rather than fighting for us, decided to just fold. What is
what? Yeah. Daily Wire, rather than fighting for you guys and losing because the evidence was terrible against them and losing $1.6 billion, decided to fold and pay less than half.
send a signal to? Well, it allows the left to parade and say, ha, we told you so. They knew they were lying.
Right, because they did.
And they knew that their lies were going to be discovered, right?
Right, and they did, yes. That's precisely what came out in the case.
Right? And it makes it seem as though the hosts were intentionally deceptive, which is not the case whatsoever.
Yeah, it is the case. Specifically, it was the case. As a matter of fact, Tucker Carlson was, while all he was bitching about Sidney Powell, the rest of the stuff he was carrying water for nonstop. He was just mad at her because she was supposed to bail him out, but he kept selling it even though he hadn't seen the evidence. And then he kept supporting Trump even though he knew he personally thought he was an asshole.
Right? We still don't know what went on with the Dominion voting machines. We still don't know.
Yeah, we do.
No, we have no idea. So now Dominion is going to be able to say our machines were totally fine, and in those instances where it changed votes, it was absolutely a fluke, without
didn't change
them having to have proven that in court, right?
Why don't you sue them? I think you should sue them start a class action lawsuit. Get everybody at the Daily Wire and file a class action lawsuit because of emotional distress. Because you can't trust that your vote was counted. You wake up and have night sweats that you accidentally voted for Biden because of Dominion machines. And it's causing you emotional distress, and you need to get to the bottom of it, and they're hiding stuff. So both of you, like you and everybody at the Daily Wire, can form together, use one attorney, and sue. Knock yourself out. Let's see. Go for it. Mike Pillow will finance it.
Because if a statement is fundamentally true, then you win any claims defamation. All you have to do is prove that there is truth in the statement. Why didn't Fox go through those steps?
Because it wasn't true, and they knew it wasn't true.
Why didn't they take people to show the Dominion machines to make sure that everything was copacetic? This doesn't make
because the person that is pushing back against defamation does not have to provide evidence of your assertions. And this is one of those situations where A woman is sexually assaulted, and a couple of people that are close to, by the way, the 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 rapist start putting it out that she was a slut and that this was just, sex and it got out of hand and she wasn't actually assaulted. And she sues for defamation against those people. And they say, no, you need to prove to us you're not a slut. That's not how it works. You have to prove she is with the information you already have based on what you are saying. You're the one making assertions. You have to prove where you got your information. She doesn't have to talk about her sex life at all. You're the one making the assertion. You're the one that has to prove it true. They don't have to give you the evidence one way or another. Otherwise, you could just sue everyone for proprietary knowledge. I mean, it would open up an entire front of corporate warfare where somebody, if they wanted the fucking Colonel's secret recipe, they could just accuse him of putting pus in everything and then sue, and then he sues for defamation. And then to prove there isn't, he's got to show them what the secret recipe is. And then they just copy it. Every fucking thing. It's nuts. Just stupid. Nobody thinks this way.
Make any sense to me. But
that's because you're dumb.
What we do know has been going on at Fox, and I don't know where they're at in the process, and I want to be respectful because, first and foremost,
why?
Fox has been very good to me throughout my career. I've been on.
I would love to have that slot if it's open. I don't know if it's I'm not busy that hour. I mean, the Daily Wire, they'll get a little mad at me, but I don't mind if it's
Fox many times.
I could fill in for a couple weeks, maybe, if you guys need. I just, not temporary.
On virtually every show. I have tons of other friends at Fox, friends that are hosts at Fox.
Well, it's nice to know you're objective.
But this is one of those things where we have been hearing that things are changing at Fox. Obviously, Rupert Murdoch is very on in his age, and we know
he's very on in his age. He's fucking on fleek with being an old fuck.
Know that
he's on fleek fuck.
Children are leftists. That some of the children have wives that are beyond leftists. That
they have wives that are beyond leftists.
They hate everything that Fox News represents, that it's real life Succession, right? And
yeah, it's just like a TV show, which you guys have seen. Maybe you haven't, but it's just like that.
So I'm kind of flying off the cuff here and giving you guys my honest opinion.
Wow, that's weird. We're not used to that. I've seen the show before, and that doesn't usually happen. Usually it's bullshit. So thanks for letting me know. Although, interestingly enough, your honest opinion is also bullshit. How'd you manage that?
But it does seem like the decision to fold to Dominion was done in an effort to hurt Fox.
Yes. It would have been much better if they'd have just fucking threw caution to the wind and lost the $1.6 billion and then gotten sued for the same shit after losing in court and had Murdoch and Tucker and all these people testifying, cost them $1.6 billion, and then have somebody else who's suing them for 2.7 win that one as well because they didn't settle. This is idiotic. This is more. I don't even like these fuckers, and I'm rooting for them to call you and tell you to shut the fuck up.
Which is bizarre because they are Fox News. So why would that happen?
Why is it? What's going on? How is this even possible? Why? How could they even do this? It's like almost like I haven't seen this. I don't even really been following, but what? Like, do they have evidence that they're telling the truth? Like, what are we even? How is this even possible?
I'm assuming that Tucker.
You're assuming a lot.
Like probably every other host at Fox News is
an asshole.
Upset with the decision to fold, rather than.
Yes, he was deeply upset. He was hurt even. He got very emotional.
To fight this into the court and let the public see everything, right?
No, because again, it's not Dominion's responsibility to prove that you are lying about them. It is your responsibility to tell your version of the truth and see if it sticks. Where your evidence came from, what the source was, why that source is believable over the company's assertions, why, and what evidence you have. And if you don't have any at all, other than some, fucking Mike Pillow people calling you going, this is impossible. There's no way Trump lost. That's not evidence. And certainly not enough for you to fuck an entire company out of their future.
to be able to discern exactly what went on. And I'm assuming that this is why he is
It's the Assumption Hour with Candace Owens. We'll be right back, I assume.
suddenly leaving. I don't know. I can't say
Can't. I'm glad I'm sure glad we came to you then. That's good. It's and by the way, just so you know, this is not the end for Tucker. We think. Maybe. We're assuming it's not. The title should have been, we assume this is not the end for Tucker, but
that for sure, but I am committed to actually finding out because
good. Thank you. Thanks for doing. You know what? Next time, find out before you go on the air.
this is very disturbing. I don't know what Fox News looks like without Tucker Carlson. I don't
Well, he wasn't always there, so go look at the programming beforehand. I don't know. Fuck got George Bush elected.
know. It is the best show on Fox News, and I'm not saying that
No, it's not. It's not a show on Fox News. It doesn't exist.
to poo-poo the other shows. I've been on many of them, and
But they suck.
there are some
They're
that are funny.
ass. They're just ass.
I mean, I absolutely love Waters World. I absolutely love Laura Ingraham, but
But they suck. I mean, they're just terrible. They're no good. They're never going to be great. They're always just going to be mid-level bullshit, kind of like my show.
nobody has fought harder for this country than Tucker Carlson.
Wait a minute. You're broadcasting from Russia?
And so I am
Confused?
devastated by
All right, devastated. She's devastated, guys. She's devastated. She doesn't have any words. That's why she's been talking this whole
this
time.
news because it feels like it's the end of Fox News.
Mm. It's like the eulogy in Four Weddings and a Funeral. I am so moved.
But at the same time, I'm not devastated for Tucker because Tucker takes his talent with him. Maybe Tucker
Yeah, he does. He does. He takes that talent with him. And now he'll be able to do like the long form ball tanning documentaries that he's been wanting to do. They're the ones who wanted him to cut it down to just 3 5-hour episodes.
will be at Daily Wire. I would hope so. There's
Oh my God.
nothing but good things to say about Tucker Carlson. He has been a wonderful ally and a wonderful friend. Lots of exclusive content.
Oh, so good. I mean, with friends like that, it's amazing. Just, I hope, could any of us even understand the level of connection, that they have? Like, we're not going to have friends like that.